Oh my goodness, that mean old Drex has been having us do so many stalls over the course of the past week. Well, we're not exactly done, because as it turns out, the thing that's been setting us up for all along is the ability to switch back and forth between different timing and direction combinations as we see fit. This is what allows us to get through each and every one of them. So, I'm going to break all that down for you today. Drex here from DrexFactor.com, bringing you flow arts and poi spinning to benefit your body and brain in what is now looking like the waning days of the quarantine for COVID-19. And today, I am pulling together pieces that we literally started up our second week of quarantine to teach you how to transition between timing and direction. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, LMF Props, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all of these awesome companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. So friends, here's the thing. When I started this project now 11 weeks ago, I did not know how long it was going to last. All I knew was that I wanted to keep going as long as I felt like there were people locked up inside of their houses that needed things to do and stuff that was going to keep their body and brain active, you know? Now, granted, this is working differently in different places, but where I am in the United States, and specifically in Washington, D.C., it's one of those things that we're starting to see the signs of things reopening. And I can tell from the statistics of people watching my videos that there are a lot of you out there that have been watching that are now starting to go back to doing other things with your day. And as it turns out, this is also the week when we reach the end of the outline that I drew up a month and a half ago of where I wanted to take people from being rote beginners with poi all the way into intermediate territory. So I think that this is going to be the last week of this series. Now, that's not to say that we may not have to go into quarantine again in the future and I might not go back to it, but in terms of doing a daily tutorial to try and move you forward with poi and everything, this is definitely our last week. Which also means I'm going to be laying a bunch of really interesting stuff on y'all out there, including going back to something that I introduced in our second week, namely the idea of switching between timing and direction. We have touched on this so many times in the past 10 weeks, and yet that initial thing that we played around with of starting in together same and then switching to together opposite and then split time same direction and then split time opposites before going back to together same is something that as a unit we haven't touched since then. But guess what? Now that we have our anti-spin flowers in all timing and directions and we have our stalls at all the points in them, that now means that we can complete this work and genuinely move between timing and direction in any way that we see fit. So let's review these basic transitions right quick, just to make sure that we have them good in our body. When we start in together same, we have two transition points to get into together opposites. They happen at the bottom and the top as we're moving our hands around. I'm going to use the bottom simply because going off the bottom feels natural to me. I don't know why. But from here, I'm going to spread my hands out to the side. That is coming around from having my hands together. They then separate on the bottom and begin going in opposite directions. From here, I can switch into split time same direction when my hands are either out to the side or crossed. I personally prefer out to the side, simply because it is a lot less of a pain in the butt to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and turn right to left here and start spinning my arms forwards relative to me, and I'm going to wait until this point where my left hand is up top and my right hand is on bottom, and I'm going to switch into split time opposite. I could also do this when my right hand is on top if I preferred. Doesn't really matter. Both are just as good. But I am going to switch into this place where my hands are spinning in opposite directions and they're coming together on either side and separating top and bottom, yeah? From here, either on this side or on this side, I can switch back into together same. Now you'll note I can go into any of these timing and direction combinations going either direction from these junction points. So for example, as I'm going around counterclockwise with my hands here, it's just as easy for me to switch into my butterfly going reverse on the top, or if I wanted to instead, I could do it on the bottom. Likewise, I can switch into spinning my arms in split time same direction over to my right forwards, or instead I could take it as a reverse in either direction if I so chose, and still I have access to that split time opposites pattern with my hands separated across the middle. Does that make sense? Basically, you have complete freedom of motion here, and it is up to you how you choose to use it. So just to start to work this through, think to yourself that you're going to do together same going around once and twice, and on the third time, boom, you're going to switch it into together opposites. Once, twice, and after you do it the third time, boom, you're going to switch into split time same direction. Going around once, twice, 3 times, and then boom, switching into split time opposites, thinking once, twice, and on the third time, boom, you switch back into together same before starting the exercise all over again, yeah? All right, now let's actually add the poi into this. So the good news is that you've already actually done some of this. Remember when we started playing around with the idea of doing this little drill where you're going back and forth between together same and together opposites? You're going to need that knowledge here. It's going to be very, very helpful. In addition, our split time transitions here are also going to be very helpful. The biggest difference is, though, of course, is that we're going to be actually going full on into wheel playing with split time same direction, but otherwise it's going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to start this off with my hands going around clockwise and my poi going around counterclockwise. It's going to look like this. With an anti-spin flower and together same, I go around once, twice, and on the third time I switch into together opposites, yeah? I'm having my right hand go around counterclockwise and my left hand go around clockwise. The poi, of course, are the reverse directions because we're in anti-spin. I'm going to do this once, I'm going to do this twice, and after the third time, boom, I'm going to switch into split time same direction, forwards off on the side here, yeah? I'm going to do it once, twice, 3 times, and after the third time, I'm going to switch into split time opposites, and I'm going to do that once, twice, and on the third time, boom, I switch back into together same. Let me show you that again. So I'm going to go around in together same, once, twice, 3 times, switch to together opposite, once, twice, 3 times, and then switch into split time same direction, once, twice, 3 times, and switch into split time opposite, once, twice, 3 times, and then switch back into together same. Again, once, twice, 3 times I switch into together opposite, once, twice, 3 times, and then I switch into split time same direction, once, twice, 3 times, and switch into split opposite, once, twice, 3 times, and I'm back home. There you go. And hey, if you want the extra challenge, you can always try doing just a single rep of each of these flowers as you go through them. Thinking together same, together opposite, and split time same direction, and split time opposites before you get back to together same, yeah? Try and see how that one works for you. So let me show you that drill in slow motion right quick. It's also worth learning how to do this exercise the other way around. That is, rather than going from together same to together opposite, going off the top or the bottom, I also have the option of going into split time opposites off of either side. From here, on the top and bottom, I can go into split time same direction. On the sides, I can go into together opposite, almost caught myself there. And off the top and bottom, I can go into together same. So one interesting way you might want to drill this then is go from together same into together opposite, into split time same direction, into split time opposites, back into together same. And then go back reverse from together same to split time opposite, to split time same direction, to together opposite, to together same. Going back and forth like that, yeah? And like this is a tool you can use any old time you want. Let's say that you're playing around with some split time same direction tricks and you want to switch into together opposite, but you're not an anti-spin. Well, you can definitely switch into anti-spin just for a second if that is the best way to get you where you need to go. Then you can switch into your butterflies, your thread the needles, or even your flowers. The sky's the limit, you know? You should really think of this drill as kind of being a Rosetta Stone that gives you access to literally any timing and direction combination you could possibly want. I cannot recommend it enough. All right, cool. So the good news is this is the last stuff related to drilling your stalls that I'm going to give you in the course of this series. So if you've made it this far, congratulations. You've reached the summit of the mountain. And as you're practicing this, I would love to see how your stalls are coming for you. Feel free to post video on either Instagram or Facebook and tag me. I am DrexFactor on Instagram and DrexFactorPoi on Facebook. I would love to see your hard work. So if you are enjoying what you're learning and you would like to keep on pushing yourself for more advanced topics, I highly recommend getting into some of the courses I have available on my learning site at learn.drexfactor.com. One of those courses is a course on isolations, which I thought about doing in this course, or rather in this series, but I just didn't really get around to it and everything. Isolations are super cool and they're really helpful for getting down hybrids. So you can go take my course on isolations over at learn.drexfactor.com and use the code COVID-19 to get 50% off on it, yeah? Now, if you have been enjoying this series and you have been enjoying seeing me post a new tutorial every weekday during the entirety of the quarantine, please consider signing up to support this project over on Patreon like all of these nice folks did. Patreon, I feel like I've run out of nice things to say about how pleasant a surprise it has been to see the ways that people have wanted to support this work over the course of the past 3 months. But like, it has really meant the world to me, and it is so amazing coming out of quarantine, being in a place where like I'm not scared about getting out there and making money again and everything, and I don't have to put myself in harm's way to do it. So thank all of you who have signed up in the course of these past 3 months. If you would like to sign up to support this work, and you know, if you've got the means, awesome, and if you don't, no judgment there. But if you do, head on over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and sign up. You get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I pursue in the future, plus some behind the scenes stuff too. So go check that out. Awesome. Tomorrow I'm going to return to another theme from our second week of tutorials, and that is going to be pendulums. Tomorrow we're learning 1.5s, so check that out.